Brian, what do you think? How could the numbers change when the new iPhone comes out? We've been seeing the slowdown starting already in the last quarter.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen a big fall off in iPhone in the June quarter. They missed the street's numbers. Their market share was cut pretty meaningfully to about 16% of smartphone versus 32% for Samsung. You know, I think as we go forward, we have always said a September launch for the iPhone. Very out of the consensus. I know a lot of analysts were talking about October. We also think they'll come out with an iPad mini around that time and avail both at the same time. So I think what you've seen is just kind of a pullback in market share given the Galaxy Samsung 3 that came out. And, iPhone, I think, will gain market share back in the September quarter. And I think the December quarter could be enormous. I mean, this should be, like we said before, the biggest consumer electronics product launch in the history.
You know, one thing that's interesting, Brian, is the iPhone 4S came out in October of last year. So if indeed the new iPhone comes out in September, that is slightly earlier in the year. Why would Apple be doing this? Are they trying to get a head start on the holiday cycle?
I think there's a few things. Number one is, September is a good time to buy a phone. Kids are going back to school, so I think that's one thing. I think the second thing is, if you look at the Samsung Galaxy S3 that came out, giving an extra month or an extra 3 weeks is, I think, critical in where we are in the smartphone battle. So if it's ready, if they can get it out in September, let's get it out earlier. No need to wait.
What do you think is going to get more attention and more response from consumers? Do you think it's going to be the new iPhone, or do you think it's going to be this iPad mini, potentially?
I think iPhone 5 is really the product here that's going to get a lot of the attention. If you look at the 4 and the 4S, obviously very similar. I noticed that in China, there wasn't a big upgrade to the 4S from the 4. Status is very important there, and you can't be seen with a phone that looks the same. Why would you buy it? So I think a different form factor, a 4G phone, much faster, as you said, much thinner. I think this is really the iPhone that everyone's been waiting for. Remember, Apple sold 244 million iPhones since the June quarter of 2007. Some people have upgraded with iterations. I think this is one, if you bought the iPhone 4 or you bought the 4S, you're going to want to upgrade to the iPhone 5. So I think this is a big deal.